morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I'm your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to kick this off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend it with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro.
Whatty up, boss? Welcome to the Mac City Morning Show.
Hey everybody, Keith Simpson here from Norel Toyota. We support the Oil Barons. We've joined the drive-in movie theater. We're involved in the marathon here in Fort McMurray, and that's what makes this community such an amazing place to live.
All right, and we're back. Big shout out to Norel Toyota, Keith, Fad, Nimmer, all the boys and girls down at Norel Toyota for being our title sponsor. We do appreciate it, so thank you. Now, on with the show. We have a guest. As you know, I don't introduce my guests. You all met her before. This is her third time here, so I'll let her reintroduce herself to you guys.
Thank you very much. I feel like I'm really taking over your show here at this.
That's all right.
Repeat. Michelle Landsiedel, and in this space and time, just community advocate and citizen.
Yeah, so you're just coming to hang out and chat with us this time.
I am,
which I'm pumped about because there's like more of a conversation that we can have that's not directed in one thing, which is politics and what your platform is and everything else. So we get to learn more about the individual.
Well, I feel like we've had so much fun just kind of hanging and so much like pre and post show. We might as well just get it on camera.
That's right. Well, that's the thing I think a lot of people, and we should start charging for that, Tanner. Like,
but not me.
Yeah, not you. Yeah. So many people like hang out afterwards and just like chat with us.
Just start an after hours club.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
Mac City After Light.
That's right.
Like
That's
that.
right.
After
so
dark.
we chat for hours afterwards with guests, and like that's a lot of fun stuff. So we actually just started, myself and Tanner. We do a YouTube episode every Friday.
Oh, I'm subscribed. You can
There
even
we
fact
go.
check
Hey.
me.
Everybody else,
Thank
you
you.
can subscribe.
You told me if I'm not subscribed that I can't watch your special Friday feature
That's
where
right.
it's just the two of you
Yeah.
rattling off. So.
Which we talked about doing since day one.
Yeah.
But we just had so many guests that were like, well, and then we just got to the point of saying, well, you know what, we want to do it, so we're just going to do it.
Yeah, I highly recommend anyone not already subscribed. It's a good time just watching these two banter back and forth.
Yeah.
Actually, you just watch Elliot. You hear me.
You hear Tanner.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So elections are done.
Elections are done.
And so now what are you going to do with your free time? Because that's time consuming, to say the least. Mentally, too.
I mean, the municipal election definitely took up space and time. The provincial election took up probably more like, what's the right word? Like more like ego time. Like I was more concerned about how I was presenting and if I was doing the work. And, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, I had so many important, incredible people invest time in me during the provincial election that I just wanted to make sure that I was as all in as I could be. So, but the municipal and the provincial campaigns went the same for me insofar as I didn't win. So there's that. But also I didn't have enough time. And so that, you know, space of having the months and months of preparation to get out and to have those difficult conversations and to do the door knocking, which apparently is still super important.
Super important. You got to do it.
It's horrible, but
got to do it.
Yeah, actually, I will. So we did some door knocking. I did it. I did. I figured if the party leader was going to be up here knocking on doors, the least I could do is wander around behind him. So, I did it, and it wasn't terrible. No. I had some really great experiences. I had some really weird experiences. Yeah. I do have to ask what goes through people's minds when they answer the door sometimes. But on the other hand, I was the unsolicited guest. So hey man, it's your house. You do
house. You can do what you want.
So yeah, everything's over now though. It's come to a close for now.
Yeah.
And I'm just first and foremost enjoying getting back into work, because with everybody returning to work now, things are just, the dynamic is changing. The job hasn't changed. I've been doing the same role here for almost 2 years now, and I have spent a lot of time on site interacting with humans. And, but I'm starting to see some more of the like functional support roles coming back to site. And so,
which is sweet.
You know, coworkers that have been like family for the last decade of my life, I'm starting
Right.
to actually see in the hallways and that kind of thing. And that's
Yeah.
been really exciting, but I also acknowledge and recognize how much stress that's putting on people. So I'm trying not to like revel in it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's gonna be a hard thing. Like people got accustomed to like doing their thing from
Yeah.
home, and some people liked it, some people didn't. Like whatever it is, but then when you have to change is hard for people.
Change is
Change is
so
hard.
hard for people at
So-
literally every level of everything that we do. And I have learned that so much over the last couple of years. I would say definitely over the last year.
Yeah.
I love change.
Okay.
I'm like, bring it on. Let's do everything different every day. It's so
Yeah.
scary and exciting. And I just want that kind of, I don't know, like challenge in my life all the time. And I'm really grateful for my husband who is like anti-change. And
Okay.
as a result of that, we hit this
Yeah.
happy medium. Yeah,
That's right.
so the
Okay.
balance. But I have become increasingly more aware of how uncomfortable change is for
Yeah.
people around me. And
That's right.
I mean, you were in HR. Like, I'm sure that you did work around the concept of like change management and what good change management looks like and what bad change management looks like, and that valley of despair that so many people get stuck in.
Yeah.
I think that we've had a couple of years of really bad change management.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
I
All you can
just-
do is listen to people.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to. And
Yeah.
then nobody's right nor wrong in how they feel. It's how they feel. You can't
That's
tell
right.
them this is stupid or you're right or you're wrong. You just have to listen to it. And what I found more often than not is that's literally all people want
Yes.
is just to be listened to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they
Yeah.
want solutions at times, but I think that
yeah.
the more you listen to them, the more likely they are to help engage in the
That's
solutions.
right. Well, I was just going to say, they figure it out.
Yeah.
If you just sit there and like let them talk and just like don't give solutions right off the bat, and you just like, they come to the conclusion kind of on their own. And sometimes they're not, it's not one size fits all. Sometimes something that works for
100%.
me may not work for yourself, right? So
Yeah, and sometimes people like to start with really big ideas that you already know, you both know going into the conversation will
Right.
not be the outcome and
That's
will
right.
not be the solution. But as long as they know that you're willing to work with them, to hear them,
That's right.
to acknowledge why they want that big solution and why it's not going to work in the current situation,
Right.
there's always this like space of, I don't like to say compromise. I think compromise is such a lose-lose term, but this like cool synergy that you build in finding the solution that actually works.
no, totally. So with this downtime you have now,
Yeah.
do you watch TV?
I do.
Okay.
I have
Cable or you streamer?
I am both.
Okay.
Yeah, I am
Alright.
both. I when I say like I do, it's not like I do like a little bit. It's like I do probably way too much.
Yeah.
I don't sleep a lot. I'm not a
Okay.
big sleeper, so
It's overrated.
it really is, honestly. Like I feel like
Facts.
a pretty functioning human.
Yeah.
So you know, for the 6 or 7 hours that my partner is asleep and the dogs are asleep and the house is quiet, I tend to watch all of my shows.
Okay. So what are your shows?
Watch everything. Okay, so right now, the shows that we watch on repeat consistently every week. So my husband and I are both big Brother fans. So we
Okay.
watch all of them, Celebrity, the U.S.
Oh, that's a time investment. Okay.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
So that takes up some time. We also both watch Survivor. So that just started, a new one. So
Okay.
we've got kind of those things that we watch together. And then there's Ozark, which we love.
Yeah.
Of course, we jumped on the bandwagon with everybody else for the
Is
not
that
1884.
the Western show? Or are we talking
Yeah,
about
the
Yellow Knife?
Yeah, Yellow Knife.
I haven't jumped
that's
on that
the one.
bandwagon yet. Okay.
I recommend it. It's actually
Okay.
really fantastic. As somebody who watches a lot of TV, I don't
Okay.
think it's
You guys
totally
mean
overrated.
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. Yes.
Yeah.
What do we call it?
Oh,
Yellow
shout
Knife?
out to Yellow Knife.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, we're good
Yeah.
Canadians.
I feel like that's like the Canadian version. Like, you know how they have like
Yeah. Like
American
One Calls
Idol,
the Heart
Canadian
kind of?
Idol.
Right, right.
Yeah, I'm here
Just
for
do
it.
like a Yellowstone and then a yellow knife.
That's
Thank
hilarious.
God Tanner's here.
Okay. Okay.
And then, yeah, like I watch the same basic stuff that everybody watches, the Grey's Anatomy. Like I'm a big Shonda Land fan, so I watch all of her stuff. And
I just saw on, because I don't watch Grey's Anatomy, but I have CTV on my computer because I watch MTV because I'm a child. But one of the
YTV
ads.
would make you a child.
Yeah,
MTV
YTV.
makes
Hey,
you a
listen, I watch
teenager.
YTV sometimes too.
No, you should hear the shows he watches on MTV. That's what makes him the child.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
Good to know.
But the guy from Felicity is coming on to
He already
Grey's
did.
Anatomy.
Scott Freeman.
Yeah, I don't know if it's-
Speedman.
Yeah,
Speedman?
I think something like that. Scott
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Animal Kingdom, and then back in the day he was
so
on Felicity.
Yeah, he's been on this whole season.
Okay.
He's Meredith's like paramour.
What is?
So he was on quite a while ago. He
Okay.
played a character that needed a liver transplant.
Yeah.
And Meredith being a general surgeon, I way too invested in.
Yeah.
these
Hey, listen.
shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, no, he's on and he's great.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's Canadian.
fantastic.
He's a Canadian
Felicity
actor.
was a baller show. I loved
Yeah.
that show.
I might own the box set
Yeah.
of Felicity. That's how old I am, dating myself.
No,
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I have all of the DVDs, all seasons, Felicity.
He's gonna hate me for
Huge
this,
fan.
but my husband, one of the only things that he brought into like our long-standing like videography, the things that we keep.
Right.
To be clear, my husband brought everything into our relationship.
Right.
The one thing that he's kind of lived in posterity is our Dawson's Creek.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's another good show. I never was able, like, it just got to the point. I never watched the last few seasons
So
when they moved away and got into like the college world.
yeah,
But the first like 2-3 seasons of Dawson's Creek,
it was
they're
really
bangers.
good. But I gotta tell you, like looking back at it now, super toxic.
oh, of course.
So
when you
toxic.
look back on tons of stuff, like
Yeah.
I can't even like.
How did
Yeah.
we let our children wait?
My
That's right.
favorite is any of the Jackass movies.
Oh, yeah. Or
you
even
know
like
what?
I don't know, like you can't watch it anymore on Disney Plus. But I was watching Peter Pan with my little boy, and I was like, "Oh man, this is some racist stuff."
Right.
Like it got to the point where I
Does
just
not
was
age
like,
well.
"Oh no."
Airplane, another classic movie.
Yeah.
That is,
Airplane.
yeah.
What's Airplane?
Wait, excuse me?
Yeah, Airplane?
Sorry.
You've never seen Airplane?
Sorry, excuse me. I'm just gonna let myself.
Yeah.
out.
That's a classic.
That is the, like,
Oh, you got to go home and watch Airplane.
yeah, that is like the start of spoof movies.
Right.
So
Or
like
Okay.
scary movies or
Yeah.
any of those
I
kinds.
hate all those movies.
Well,
Yeah,
then
I
you won't.
hate
you
You
won't
won't hate. You won't hate Airplane.
It's impossible to hate Airplane.
It is a cult classic.
Or another one that I used to watch as a child, which I just recently rewatched, is Bad News Bears. Not the one with, not the reboot version of it,
Okay.
but the original Bad News Bears.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know that was a show. It's just something that
Oh,
I
it's a
hear
movie.
Carrie say when he's about to deliver.
It's a
Unfortunate
movie
news.
about these
Okay.
like kids who don't have a shot of winning. They're a bunch of like their words, not mine, losers. You're not allowed to use that word anymore. I guess it's a curse. So I've been
I'm pretty sure
informed.
you're still allowed to use
Yeah.
it. Are you
so-
not allowed to use it?
No,
Someone
not in
should've told me.
schools. No.
I feel like that's what losers say.
Yeah. I was watching. This is how it's swung so far that I was watching this baking show with my son.
Yep.
And he just turned it off. He's like, "Yeah, we can't watch the show anymore. They're cursing too much in it." And I was just like, "I didn't hear them say any curse words." He's like, "They said the D word." And I was like, "I don't know any D words that'd be used in a cooking show that are curse words." He's like, "I was like, tell me what D word it is." And he's like, "I'm not saying it." And so we rewound, and he's like, "Just press play." And they said "damn" a few times.
Oh,
And
damn
I
is
was
a
just like,
curse
"You
word?
can't use that word at school." He's like, "No, of course not, Dad." I'm like,
Oh man.
well, so, but yeah, Bad News Bears is a bunch of like loser kids, and then they're horrible at the sport, and they have this coach who gets them to be better.
Oh, okay. So it's like
but-
the Mighty Ducks, but like old.
That's right,
Okay.
but it's made in like
And baseball.
and baseball, yeah.
Gotcha.
But to say this is extremely like bullying, cruel, and racist is an understatement. But I strongly recommend it to anybody who wants a good laugh.
There's that whole like message that I hear all the time when people are being canceled is like,
Yeah.
you know, you can't necessarily judge a person for the actions that they took in a space where it was acceptable. And I don't
That's right.
I think that's never really been the problem. I think the problem is when people double down on not acknowledging the bad behavior and
Right.
why it took place and like
That's right.
the harmfulness of it.
Yeah.
But man, there are just so many things, especially in the Disney space, that just
Oh yeah.
have not aged well,
No.
right?
No.
But I mean, I would say, you know, the same can be said for every human that I know, every human in
That's right.
politics. Like,
Yeah.
we are creatures of the culture around us.
That's
and
right.
when the culture around us
It is what it is.
oppressive, which
That's right.
it always has been.
You just roll with it.
It's
Yeah.
a matter of that like continued growth and
Not Ellie Pierre though. There's been no struggle or repression there, has there? Ellie?
No. Just what's the word that we use?
Just privilege.
Privilege. Just privilege. Just privilege
oh,
over
you
here.
know, I was having okay. This is like it's like we're gonna go from bad news bears to just. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know where you guys live in this space, but I know for myself, I spent the better part of my early life and well into just the last couple of years being like I had a hard life growing up. I've overcome some things. I
Right.
am, living proof that you don't necessarily have to be a statistic.
Okay.
And I've lived in this space where I kind of always, I guess, ponied off of being a member of an oppressed group. Like I am
Okay.
a woman. And so as a woman, I have absolutely had to struggle with spaces of misogyny and it does inform a lot of the things that I do even today.
Right.
But I came to this like realization about a year and a half ago. And it was this like crumbling moment for me where I went and woke my husband up and had to share this with him. He hates it when I do this. But it was just this like space where I started to recognize that all of this hard stuff that I had dealt with, or that I'm still dealing with, never like actually, it was never as bad as it could have been had I not been granted privilege.
Right.
And the privilege of just being a white woman
Yeah.
in Canada.
That's right.
Like the combination of those things. And
That's
then,
right.
and then I started to like really spiral into the fact that, because I'm a doer, like it's so important to me to, to just be a part of change and just influence people's lives being better. And that's the only thing I've ever wanted in my entire life. And then I realized, well, I have spent, the better part of my adult life thinking that because I was a member of this oppressed group, that the only like work that I had to do was in the advancement of that particular system of oppression.
Oh.
And
yeah.
then I realized that there was all of these other ones
That's right.
that I was so useless in
That's right.
and had done nothing for. And so I, fast forward about a year and a half and I'm sitting here now in 2022 and I'm just utterly spiraling, almost catatonic in like a lack of action for all of these other
Right.
massive movements that
That's
I just
right.
want to be a part of, but have no idea how to start.
Just got to pick one. Just pick one.
And Ellie
No, but,
is in
like-
none of them.
Yeah.
How do you pick
Facts.
one?
Well, here,
right?
this is a bad analogy that I'm gonna give. It's a horrible analogy for what we're
Okay.
talking about. But I heard, just like I'm gonna get booed. in
Let
the
it have
comment
it
section.
anyways.
So I'm gonna say it anyways. But there was this.
Well, you get to choose if you air it or not.
That's right.
so.
Oh, I air everything.
No, that's me actually.
That's right. But there's this chef talking about right now in the pandemic and restaurants going out and like everybody wants to like help their local business, maybe a restaurant or like the corner store or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was saying like from a food perspective, like pick your top 3 restaurants
Yeah.
and only support those 3 because like you're focused on those 3 will help them survive. Yes, some will die, but if you're trying to spend your money on everybody, there's not enough to
Yes.
go around. And so I would say, once again, horrible analogy, but there's a lot of oppression that goes on and there's a lot of groups. And what you just stated in regards to like, I find myself doing nothing because I'm just like stunned with all of it. It's like, yeah, because there's so much. But if you picked your top 3 and or 1 and just like, you might be able to affect some change.
That is the goal.
There you go.
I'm waiting for the cue because I
Yeah.
know we're getting to that time.
That's right.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
want
Ted,
that.
you don't. That's yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's what I was
the
about to
queue
say.
has been made.
The cue's been made, so we're gonna get off this topic because Tanner's just gonna make fun of me if we stick on it. But
Absolutely.
this segment is brought to you by McMurray Denture Center. So if you need to have a beautiful smile, maybe some false teeth, maybe somebody knocked out your tooth, maybe you're just getting older, maybe you're grinding on your teeth, McMurray Denture Center can hook you up. So thank you to McMurray Denture Center for sponsoring this segment. They're one of my favorite sponsors because I get like freestyle when I talk about them. So they sponsor the Mac City Minute. So Tanner, hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Alrighty, question number 1. If you could ask any one television character a question, what would that question be and to whom would it be to?
So So
Why do
random.
you do this to me? I listen
So
to
random.
everybody else's questions, and I'm like, I could answer that.
Yeah,
It's of course because you're watching it. You're not sitting there waiting.
that's right.
Okay. One television character, one question, and what would I ask them?
Yeah.
I feel like I would ask so many people so many questions. I would ask Dr. House why it took him so long to realize that he had his own demons when his whole entire job was like reflection and problem solving. Yes.
That's the best question you've ever asked, in my opinion. But go on.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we just roll it back to the animal question you
Yeah.
asked me last time?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Question number 2. If you could be on any game show, what would that be and why?
Oh, I want to be on every game show. I love game shows. Right now, I would love to be on, I think it's called Beat Shazam with Jamie Foxx and his daughter.
Oh.
And why? Because I'm so bad at music, and yet when I watch that show, I'm really good at it. So I don't know if it's just their genres or,
Okay.
yeah, for sure. I could totally win some money there. Or maybe Jeopardy, but like, I just don't have enough like tacit knowledge for Jeopardy. So
I would like to see Jeopardy with 3 people who have never seen Jeopardy.
Yeah. They'd be like, what is going on here?
and why is
Yeah.
it happening?
Yeah.
Question number 3. What is one thing you'll use from politics that you can use in your day-to-day job?
I mean, there's so many things in the space of being political, of being a politically active person that transfer to everything about real life. But I would say probably the biggest one is just this like innate skill that I seem to have at losing. And losing really publicly. And I think that translates back into being able to like humbly acknowledge that I was wrong or that I didn't do something well or right or whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Question number 4. What is your favorite part of being able to see people out and about at work again?
Oh man. And I don't know if it's the same for every industry. I don't know if it's the same for every workplace, but where I work, we spend the better part, in a normal year, we spend the better part of 12 to 14 hours a day with the same people. And so you really lose that sense of family, that sense of connection through in the virtual workspace, which I love and I'm grateful for. But man, do I ever just wish like I missed so badly the smiling faces when you accidentally ran into each other in the hallway on the way to the bathroom, and the conversations and the problem solving and the collaboration and the innovation that turns into.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
And your final question. What is your favorite part of being a three-peat guest on the Mac City Morning Show?
Oh, I just feel like our conversations get a little more like random and wild and
That's
fun
right.
every single time I come in. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the Quattro for sure.
You're welcome.
There you go.
And those have been your 5 questions.
That's awesome.
you.
Those are some of your best questions, bro.
Thank you. I
Just-
tried my best.
Food for thought. Because I wanted to answer all of those. I had like really good answers for all of them personally. When we do one of our YouTube episodes, you should just like rattle off some Mac
Hit 'em
City
with
Minute
the Mac
questions.
City 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I can get into my meditative state and come up with some ideas.
that's right. Okay.
Is that what you're doing in the background while
Yeah.
we're talking?
No, I meditate before. I wouldn't be able to do my work while meditating.
Well, listen, Tanner hit me with the watch signal a while ago. So, unfortunately for everybody else at home, this is going to continue in regards to the conversation. But we're going to turn off the cameras because I know we've blown by the 20 minutes. But before you leave, you get a shameless shout out or plug. So, mics, lights, cameras are on you. So, have fun.
I don't have anything to plug, so my shameless shout out is going to go to a group of people who put on an amazing event this weekend. I just had the opportunity to be a part of it. I traded a couple hours of sweat labor for just an evening full of inspiration and kindness and beauty. So to the Balsam team at Balsam Communications, to Nana Say and her team at Girls Inc., to Helen, our very Mary Poppins, who's just like the most incredible woman, to all of you for the Women of Inspiration Gala this weekend. Thank you so much for that space of just, I don't know, just energy. Like the vibe in that conference room, the vibe across the 5 women that were nominated, the panel session. If you get a chance to watch the panel session, I'm assuming that it was live streamed, so it's probably on YouTube somewhere. The keynote speaker, my God, this woman was everything you want in a keynote speaker. So my shout out is going to be to that team for bringing an amazing event back to Fort McMurray.
There we go. Good shout out. Well, thanks for coming. I know you'll come back again.
Yes.
So everybody at home, thanks for tuning in. Big shout out to our sponsors, key sponsor, Noral Toyota, title sponsor. Thank you so much. And to McMurray Denture Center. I just like coming up with creative things to talk about you guys about. So thank you for both those sponsors. We do appreciate the support. Everybody else, hopefully you're having a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Hey guys, Karam here with McMurray Denture Center. A lot of people are surprised to hear this, but I'm born and raised here. So is this company. We're local, just like you. Come on in, we'll help you out.
What a deadly old way to end another morning show. Later, boss.
It's so ballistic!
Talk about quenching your ugly thirst.